So without further ado, introduction of what Church Media X is, and then we move forward. You see, Church Media X started in 2022. That's how many years? 3 years. Our mission is simple: inspire excellence, sharpen our expertise, and broaden our experience. That's the X in our name. Our short-term goal is a 5,000 member community of church media experts and interns that span the length and breadth of both Nigeria and globally. You can follow us on our platform on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're also on YouTube at Church Media X, or you can visit our website, churchmediax.wordpress.com, and whatever it is you need, we are able to deliver it to you there. Now, without further ado, let me bring in our facilitator for tonight. His name is Brother Ikenna Klein-Lewis, founder and managing partner, Redbox Consulting. He's a passionate audio, video, and lighting design and integration engineer with a heart for excellence in church and event production. So when you say audio, video, and lighting design and integration engineer, you mean someone who knows the length and breadth of audio, video, and lighting. He does design and integration of audio, video, and lighting. So what does that mean? It means if you have a new church, let's say you are building a mega church and you're trying to design the same way you do your plumbing, you do your electricals, you also have to do your video and audio routing, your cables. So do you get it? He is in charge of that kind of a job for your church. So in case you're building and you need someone like that, that's your guy there. He's in charge of audio design, audio, video, lighting design, and integration for churches. So as the founder and managing partner of Redbox Consulting, he helps ministries and organizations build cutting-edge media systems that make worship experiences more powerful, engaging, and seamless. His work spans cross-broadcast video production, audio system design, lighting, and visual setup, all aimed at helping teams get the best out of today's media technology. Basically, he's taking us on a fantastic topic today: gadgets and softwares for church media, the latest in them. And we've spoken, Baradura, and him, we've spoken extensively about these things. And I know he's ready. So let me quickly hand over to him while he takes the floor and walk us through what he has for us tonight. Brother Ikenna, thank you so much for accepting to be on this training. Number one, thank you for your time and your efforts in the community itself. You are the number one video dropper, showing us the latest and all the best around the world. Some people even think you're living abroad. I told them, no, you're still in Nigeria, but you have a global mindset, which is one thing all of us need to have. So without further ado, you have the floor. Ladies and gentlemen, if your hands are not too busy, give him an emoji. I think a clap will do. Reaction, use your reactions. Let's see. Thank you. Brother Ikenna, you have the floor.
Thank you so much, Mr. Okle, for the introduction, and Mr. Adura. Okay, so I have a presentation, but I want to shrink it down to what are the. I'm just going to be listing out the latest things that are involved in AVL. Basically, I would be calling out, or based on what was written, because what we wrote is AVL integration best practices, global best practices, but we'll try to mine it down to things that are more relevant to today's technology, and so on and so forth. So we'll be starting out with audio systems. Now, audio system starts from source to destination, right? So source to destination is basically a chain of signal flow from a source to a destination. Now, source to destination, imagine a microphone, and what's the signal flow? What's the signal pattern that moves from the microphone to your speaker, or let's say online, um, to YouTube, or wherever you're broadcasting live to. Now, the microphone is the source. The destination is your line array speakers, your monitors, or YouTube or Facebook. Now, what's the signal flow? Your microphone, you need a microphone. You need a stage box or a digital snake. Sorry, that would be a stage box. Let's say an analog snake. You need an analog connection, or if you are using, but the latest thing now would be using a Dante patch, taking your microphone from source to destination through a digital patch. Now, the digital patch would be maybe Dante, Madi, Ravina. So let's use Dante because that's more popular.
Hold on, please. Brother Ikenna. Brother Drew, are you able to set him up now? I think it's best if people can see what we're talking about, right? Like we discussed.
Oh yes, I'm doing that.
Okay. Can you give us just a few seconds?
Okay.
Let's, yeah, so that people are not imagining the unimaginable. That can be tough. And your field is very technical, and that's why we brought you in, because what's going to happen is I'm very sure we will not be able to finish everything you want to talk about tonight, but we're going to start a conversation that can continue in the community. Anybody that has a question, if you're not able to table them tonight, please feel free. Let's continue in the WhatsApp communities. If you're in community one or community two, we will take your questions there. But basically, these are technical things, and they would require you to write. Okay, someone has a very fantastic question. Can you share how you got into this line of work? How did you get into this line of work? What
Okay.
training did you have to go through?
Um,
Thank you for that question.
yeah, so I started at age 15 in church when we were still using those boxes. The mixer, audio mixers are like boxes, box shaped audio mixers.
Yes.
Is it? No, sorry, not 15, 14. At age
Wow.
15, we started using the analog audio mixer, the bigger
Yes.
one, the flat one that's like, yeah. So that's when I started with
When you say you started, what does that mean? Like you just walked up to the church, you joined the church media team?
well, I was playing the drums in church, and there was no one to, look after those systems because we're having different issues. So um, they brought an engineer to the church that showed me, because I was the one around,
Yes.
showed me how, okay, this is how this works. This is how to power the system. This is how to adjust microphone levels, gain, the EQ, all that stuff. And
Hmm.
because then everything had, so you had to EQ all the microphones, all the musical instruments, you have to EQ it together. It was
No,
a
don't use
bonded
EQ.
EQ.
What's EQ? There are some people here, they need to not understand what you're talking about.
Okay. So EQ is basically equalization,
Yes.
frequency equalization for microphone or any audio device. It's
Yes.
basically frequency equalization, where you have sometimes you have 48 band EQ moving from 48 hertz downwards. You have 24. moves from 40, 24 downwards. Um, there are different forms of EQ. There is a parametric EQ, and there is the basic EQ you use on your um. There's a basic EQ you use on your normal systems like your audio mixers. The first set of EQ, the basic one, then there is a parametric EQ. So two lines that you could work with on adjusting frequencies that move through the audio capture device or whatever sound device like you're using, like a keyboard or guitar or something. Yeah, so that's where I started out from. Like that was, then I had to work with different people right till I was 20, like, people in audio. I had to go to different churches that were doing audio in, bigger levels and see how they're doing it. Yeah, I had to do over like we start with Joshuaville, City of David, Harvesters, Koza, House on the Rock, which Elevation Church.
Yeah, House of being where we met. That's like 5 years ago or 6 years ago.
Yeah,
Around
5.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5. No, it will be 6 because it was pre-COVID.
Is it?
So yeah, it was
Okay.
pre-COVID.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
29. Yeah. So okay, continue.
Yeah, so that's how I started though, was just a very, very long learning curve of going to different churches to learn, see how they did things. Went for
Okay.
different events to look at how, the senior men were mixing and how
Okay.
they did connections. A lot of free work was done, going to carry speakers for audio though. Yeah, so that's how it all started. Then you were there when I moved to video, so I
Yeah.
mean it was simple on from there. But that's how it all started. Like that's the basic story.
Okay. So did you have to like do a course or something? Go to a school or something to learn these things? Because I know,
Apparently, yeah, there are courses that you have to do. There are certifications that you have to do. There are
yes,
senior certifications that you have to do. Recently, I was just made aware that there are, so those I am trying to walk through those at the moment.
yes.
So the
Okay.
learning curve still continues. Yeah. There are
Okay.
actual courses that you have to do to get certified. So you can say, okay, I am this, and then you have certifications that back you up.
Yes, so that's where I want to go now. There are people in this community, people in this meeting right now that we're having this training that are saying, so what courses? Can you link us up with those courses? Um, do you have a direction that we can go? So because many of the people here are newbies, and if we want to follow your path, it's looking like we have to start from just fumbling around the beats. Then somebody's going to come around and explain some things to us. Then we're going to go to many churches and find out how they're doing. Then mix with the big boys. Is that like the normal curve, or what would you say should be like a standard curve for somebody that is just starting out now?
Okay, so for someone who's just started now,
Yes,
um, you need to be in a proper learning environment, like a church that's doing production well, a very good environment, like say a house on the rock,
yes,
um, a harvesters,
yes,
um, you know, those are the ones that I'm fully elevation. Yeah, a church that's doing production at a very good level, you need to be there for now, and listen and get a lot of knowledge from people that are there. Just be ready to learn. That's all. Be in a good learning environment and have a good learning attitude, and you're good.
So I was talking about the accounts. So can you list some of them and how do you get those accounts to follow them?
Okay, so in 2020,
Yes.
We were all bored and stayed at home. So I was able to contact some people stateside in US that wanted to they were all very free and they wanted to, share their knowledge and all.
Yes.
So I spoke to there's a guy who was in Hillsong then.
Yes.
Uh, his name has left my head. He works with Fox News now. So he told me a lot of tricks that he used then on audio systems. Or he's an audio IP systems engineer. So he deals with fiber optics and audio patching. Madi Dante or Rufina. Then he also does video transportation too. So he told me how, he goes about video transportation via IP, audio transportation via IP, the downwards conversion, upwards conversion, all of that. And then he introduced me to other people that were going to be willing to talk to me. There's a guy called Zach Kimmery. He worked with Elevation Church then.
Elevation Church.
Yes.
Elevation Church America.
Yes, America, yeah. There is also introduced me to someone else. There is Andy Bentley. Both of them worked with Elevation Church. They are both with Skylark Integration now. There was also Joe Lack. Like, they were all willing to explain the processes, engineering, how they were moving from 2110 SIMT 2110 to converting down to SDI. Then from SDI, how they used everts. Everts is a video router to do embed and disembed. Dante does that now, but yeah, Dante, you can embed and disembed on the Dante network. They showed me how they did it then. They opened like a what's it called? Like the IP system then and showed how they did it. And that really got me interested in, video systems, how all that works and all. So
Wow, that's interesting. Wow. So you had to reach out to them, and they were also very generous enough to,
yes, that was then though. I'm not sure they'll be generous now.
yeah, I see. I see. I see. Okay, awesome. Awesome. So let's get into today's deal. AVL integration, the gadgets, the softwares. You have the floor for about 30 minutes.
Sometimes you don't need a what's it called? You don't need analog formats. You can use the present day thing, the present technology now is to take it directly from analog straight to IP. That's using Dante system. Now, once it's on Dante, you can reroute it to anywhere in your network systems. But connecting your microphone or your keyboard to a digital snake just means you need to, because the stage boxes, they don't have Dante IO on it. It has to remain on AES 67 until it gets to, that's the CAT network for let's say Behringer, like Midas, all of them. That's the network. That's the audio protocol it uses. So it has to remain on 67 until it gets to the audio console. Then from there, audio consoles can use what's it called, the Dante cards on it. So the present day thing would be to use a Dante drop. That's a Dante stage box, let's call it that way, but it's called the Dante drop, where you connect your microphones and convert it from analog straight to IP. So that way you have a more robust sound system. Now, down the line, you have preamps which is very much necessary for like microphones and direct things that would go through direct injection. That's the I boxes to the console. Now, preamps are very much necessary, like they are very much needed in your signal flow because um, it helps with having a cleaner audio, so to speak. I don't want to go into deeper technical terms, but it helps with cleaner audio down the line of the signal flow. Now, if you're using the present day thing, would be to insert those preamps on the first what's it called, the first console on the signal flow chain. That would be the monitor's console. Now, there is the monitor's console, there is front of house console, and there's broadcast. In a normal standard production house, that's why I always suggest that you go to churches that have this standard practice. Now, the Harvesters churches, yes, they have them. House on the Rock, yes. Elevation Church, yes. They use monitors. They have a monitors console, they have a front of house console, and they have a broadcast console. Now, this is standard. So
Okay,
next
so
on this,
let's break that down, please. So monitors, where are those? Front of house.
at the
Where are
stage,
those?
on the stage. Stage right or left.
Good. Monitors are for who on the stage?
Monitors is a monitor, a console, a monitor's console is basically to manage the audio routing and sound system for the band. By band I mean what's it called? The people on the stage.
The
Yes, the
choir,
choir,
pastor.
the pastors, the musicians, the keyboardists, all of them is to
Good.
manage the people on stage. Yes.
Yes.
Routing and signal flow management, all that stuff. That's what
Yes.
the monitors console is meant for. The front of house console is to manage the audio systems in the house.
House being the congregation.
The congregation, yes. Why broadcast is for your YouTube and Facebook and wherever you're encoding to.
Okay, so basically, let's do a short summary. You're saying for standard broadcast or standard production, sound production in a standard church that
Yes.
is built on a global standard, right? You're supposed to have three different kinds of mixes.
Yes.
One, you're mixing for the stage because the stages are usually large. Those mega churches usually have large stages because you don't want to do a mix for a small stage in maybe Bagada or Bariga or something like that. So if
Yes.
you have a large stage, you need to spread out the monitors well and make sure that each person on the stage can hear properly what they are saying without having to distort what people in the congregation are hearing.
Yeah.
So you have a stage mix.
Yes.
Good. Then you're now going to have another console, another board that is mixing for the congregation, no matter how large they are. Now, then for you to also be global in your practice, you still have to mix for broadcasts. That's online and maybe the overflow in the venue. Awesome. All right, let's go on, please.
But the most important thing now in today's practice is because there are a lot of RF systems, lots of systems that run on radio frequency. Now, the antennas that comes with your microphones, they are not stable. They are not reliable. They are very short and they, let me not go into technical terms, but before you do anything standard in any place, anywhere you are in this world, you have to do an RF scan. That's basically a radio frequency scan to check which frequencies are distorted and which ones are available for your microphones. Now, once you do that, you then get a radio frequency management system and connect all your microphones on all your RF systems, IEM packs, the in-ear monitor packs, whatever thing that's going to be wireless, you connect it to your RF frequency manager or RF frequency management system, and then lock it down to the available radio frequencies that are not distorted. That's how you get things done properly on stage in terms of radio frequency, because 90% of the work on audio is basically on stage. Once you get that done, you need to get the audio frequency sorted out and well managed. Then because that's your source, you need to make sure like everywhere in your source is completely locked to proper signal flow, so you don't get distortion. Because once you get distortion, it's going to make a break sound, and like there's going to be break sounds in your signal flow. So direct injection boxes, that's your DI boxes, have to be used with musical instruments. That's musical instruments running over TRS. That's the tip ring and sleeve jack cables.
What do the DI boxes do?
Sorry?
What do they do, the DI boxes?
So a DI box primary duty is to ensure a stable signal flow from your
balanced signal.
balanced audio from your musical instrument to your stage box or wherever you're applying preamps on.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so let me
avoiding using technical terms, so I'm trying to stay on the
yeah. Let's try to keep it simple so that people that are not really deep in these things can catch on. Okay, so let's assume that a small church down in Shomolu is trying to set up their sound, and they want it to be at least good enough. What are you looking at for them to at least get some good sound both for house and online?
Okay. I would get a standard mixer, one mixer. That's the audio console that can do both, that can have a different mix for one channel for a different bus.
Okay.
Right. So let's say like a Yamaha console now. I know that's quite pricey. Or let's say a Behringer Wing. Yes. So that's more standard. So a microphone, let's say microphone, then microphone, stage box, because that's necessary. A microphone, stage box, down the line. So stage box runs via category cable to the Behringer console. Then very much necessary. Speaker management system, then good line arrays with good amps, mostly passive. I would suggest passive speakers because they are more manageable when it comes to power systems and all of that. So a basic system of mics, a good RF system, a good RF management system, stage box, a Behringer Wing console, and speaker management system. Yes.
Wow. That's so. Give me a rough idea. What's the cost of all of this? What's the cost of all of this? in
Well,
2025
sorry,
October?
are we including the speakers in it?
Yes. So we don't have anything. We're just trying to set up our sound now. What's the
Um,
rough estimate of what you've just given us now?
Stage box is around $3,000. Uh, the Behringer wing is around $4,000.
7,000,
Then speaker management system is around 2,000. Then a
9,000.
good line array is around a good line array is around let's say one box is $1,000 and five boxes, so $10,000.
19,000 now.
Then subwoofers mm, around $2,000 each, so a pair.
That's 4,000 plus 19, $23,000.
And we haven't included the mics and stuff like that.
So another maybe 5,000,
Yes.
$28,000. Can somebody do the math? $28,000. Um, 28. How much is $1 now?
Um, RF system also could be included, so around 30.
Wow. Okay, so let's say 30. 30,000 times how much?
1,560.
1,560. 46 millions, point 8. Wow. Wow. Children of God, are we listening? So
Well,
how,
in the flat markets, yes, yes, but I would always, you know, add solve for inflation on it. Let's say, yes, 1,500 is a flat rate, not 1,560, but that 60 is just there for inflation. Even if it's 8,450, it
yeah.
still is around 8,500.
Yeah, good. But no, if we're just doing rough estimates here. So you
Yes,
need
it's a
about
rough estimate, yes.
40 million, that's what it is, to properly set up that stuff. So what usually happens is most churches don't cough out 40 million. What usually happens is over a period of say 5, 10 years, they spend maybe 4 million per year without budgeting. They just keep spending and spending, and roughly they hit that figure because wow, awesome, awesome. Okay, we've done enough on sound. Let's go to video. So, um, let's not go too far. Just give us an idea of what it is at that high level. Then let's quickly scale it down to a smaller intermediate level where most of our churches in the community are. So, what's obtainable? Best
Okay.
practice right now
At
in
at the global level, right? You have
yes,
your camera connected via because Trax is outdated now. They use 2110, SIMT 2110. But that's a connection portal from the camera to the CCU. That's the camera control units.
yes.
Uh
No. So let's lay out the infrastructure first. What do I need? What's in that mix? So basically we all can picture the cameras. So we all know the cameras. So cameras go from I mean signal goes from camera to what?
to the CCU.
Camera control unit, right?
Yes.
Good. From camera control unit.
Or for camera control units, it's then converted out to SDI, where it gets into the video router or the video hub.
Video hub. Okay, good. Video hub is routing is for sending signals from one place to another, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, good. Let's go on. So
Then from
video,
the video hub, it's sent to your switcher.
the switcher is on the table where you mix.
No, it's a chassis. So what's connected to you know what you mix on is basically it's connected via a network cable to whatever panels you're using to switch, but it's
Oh,
connected to the switcher chassis.
yeah. I get you. So the chassis is on the rack.
Yes, the chassis is on the rack.
So even the router is on the rack.
Yes, even the router too is on the rack.
The CCU is possibly on the rack too.
Yes, it is.
Good. So we have camera to rack, then to table. Table being the switcher board,
Yes.
not necessarily the control for the switcher. Yeah. So okay, I think basically that's it. What's left?
Nothing else. Once it gets to the switcher, you have your whatever you add into your broadcast, like your lyrics,
Yes. Then you
presenter,
take yeah,
whatever your chroma key is going to be on.
good. But you take an output to the screen.
Yes, you're taking output to the screen. Yes.
Good. Okay. So we all understand that infrastructure. I wanted us to go through that camera flow, I mean, camera signal flow now, or video
Okay.
signal flow. So
Okay.
from camera, you know, traditionally it used to be SDI out
Yeah.
because every of those broadcast cameras would have an SDI port where you
Yeah.
plug an SDI cable physically and it comes out into the CCU. But eventually, we now had the triax um, infrastructure. But you are saying now that the triax is even obsolete in
Yes, it
terms of
is.
obtaining
Yes.
now. So what's
Yes.
obtainable now?
Uh, it's IP system. It's an IP system called SIMT 2110.
SMT. And please check the comment section. XMPTE.
2110.
Good. SMT 2110. Fantastic. Okay, I wanted to ask, what's the difference between the SDI and the triax for those that don't know?
So SDI is basically a coaxial cable that runs a video signal. The video signal, just one line of video signal on it.
Okay.
Um, it's it's okay for like a basic system if you're running out of the camera, but there are issues with signal strength if
Mm-hmm.
the cable is not well measured and if you're not using the right cable. If you're not using the right cable, like there is RG6 and there is RG36. So if you're not using RG6, which is more expensive, you could get a lesser signal quality down the line. If
Okay.
you're using RG36 within 100 meters, that would be manageable. But if you're using RG6 more than 100 meters, then you're going to have issues like signal loss.
Yeah.
Basically, just a lot of packet loss down the line of your connection. Um,
Okay. So what's
Triax is more
what's the track?
reliable because,
Good.
yes, via Triax, you can send different information back and forth from the camera to back and forth like uh, you can send signals to the camera and from the camera. So you can get your video signal out of the camera. You can
Mm-hmm.
get the video data, that's the metadata from the video signal from the camera. You can get camera information like uh, if the camera temperature, I mean like temperature, like not color temperature, I mean like Celsius Fahrenheit temperature, not Kelvin.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
and you can also get the color temperature also, the one in Kelvin from
Mm,
the camera. So you can get signal from the camera and to the camera. You can send power through so you don't have to plug batteries on your cameras. You can send power to your camera. You can send comms. You can patch in the comms system through the triax cable, and you
yes.
can send video data from the switcher to know if that's basically the what's it called it the tally lights. You can send tally information to the camera, so
Yeah.
the operator knows when the camera is hot and is ready to be hot. That's when the camera is live and is ready to go live. That's a green and red signal. So you
Okay.
can send all that data down
Via
the
one cable.
Triax or SIMT 2110 cable.
So it does data, it does power,
Yes.
and oh, awesome. Okay, so let's say for concerts, like the experience, what kind of cable are you using for video? Uh,
Definitely Triax because of they use a TV. There's a TV, an Obi van.
aspect to the production, yes.
Yes, there's an Obi van, so there is a lot more control that's needed over the cameras and a lot more professionalism needed from the camera operator. So they are not touching the iris and different color systems in the camera. That's left to someone who can operate a color professional to, you know, to adjust the color levels and the color temperature of the cameras.
Yes. Okay. So, basically, if you come for the experience, you're looking at a tracks infrastructure where comms and tally and video signals, and even you're able to do a return where you could see other cameras what they're looking at on your camera.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
yes.
Yes. Okay. Great. I hope we understand these things. If you don't get it, so just drop a question. We'll get somebody says these are not for average Nigerian church, at least not yet. Very true. We'll get there. But I also said in the beginning that we will scale things down. So let's say for a church in Akwonjo that's just maybe like a 200 to 500 people church, you wouldn't need a triax infrastructure. You would need SDI. So can you walk us through what that um, video infrastructure will look like for a church of maybe 200 to 500 people?
So you're looking at having a good, let's say Z150. That's a type of Sony camera, and down SDI straight to your switcher.
Yes. Straight to switcher, no CCUs, no
No, no,
router.
yes, yes,
Good. Okay. Good. So you probably have maybe three, four cameras,
yes,
and you have a panel that can take three, four cameras input,
yes,
and does maybe one output to screens.
yes,
Good.
yes, exactly.
Um, what else do we need there? I think that's about it. Then you should be able to patch for your live stream. So what's the infrastructure needed for my live stream?
So those are like, let's say an A10 mini. Sorry, no, not really an A10 mini. Let's say, yeah, an A10 mini, you can get mini pro, you can get, there is a type C connection there. So you don't need a capture card. You connect your C cable to the A10 mini and you connect the other end to your laptop or wherever you're live streaming from. And then it basically acts as a video capture card. And then you have your feed from there, both audio and video. That's if you're sending audio to the A10 mini. If you're not sending audio to the A10 mini, you can patch the audio with your sound card on Vimix.
Okay. So you have your vMix system set up right beside your switcher.
Yes.
You take signal out from the switcher into your laptop.
Yes. And you're
Okay.
basically
Okay. I
good
think
to go.
fantastic. Okay. So let's quickly go to lighting, and then we'll take questions. All right. So let's look at lighting.
Okay.
Lighting. I know there's a lot of technology in that space. I think we should join lighting and LED screens. Yes.
Okay, so for lighting, you
Mm,
basically need to do what is called a truss system calculation for power distribution, weight, and size. So a truss system calculation is where you use a CAD software like um, you know, I want to say Vectorworks because that's the one I am more familiar with, where you do
okay.
simulations on the weight of the truss and then how much weight, like you do simulations of weight of truss and the weight of the, because the lighting fixtures are quite heavy, right?
Mm,
Yes, they are quite heavy. Like if you've, there is a Chauvet fixture that gives me issues carrying. Yeah, it's quite heavy. Um, you do the simulation, like this is a global standard thing, right? I'm not talking about how we do it in Nigeria. I'm talking about global standard before anyone comes to ask. Yeah.
yes.
So you do a simulation of weight, power, and size.
Mm-hmm.
Power distribution, how much power goes into the safest way to connect power to the, because they are going on a truss and a truss is a full conductor, not even a semiconductor. You don't want anyone getting electrocuted. Yes, so the safest way to get power into the fixtures, and then the safest way to get the connection, sorry, the safest way to get data out of the fixtures to know when they're overheating, when the lamps are having issues. That is via AtNet, right? AtNet communication is more, robust, where you get the fixture data, where you get so you can control the internal parts of the internal firmware of each fixture. Like when you're having temperature issues, both Kelvin and Celsius or Fahrenheit. When you're having temperature issues, you can adjust and lamp off. Not just lamp off, you can reboot the uh, diagnose like issues with peculiar to any fixture having an issue. Now that's more robust than using a DMX address. Unfortunately, with a DMX address, you can't keep each lamp a singular um, DMX address. It has to be grouped in so they can be patched in on the DMX node. So lighting gets a little complicated when you're doing something advanced, where you have a lot of fixtures involved. When you're not using DMX, when you're using AppNet, you have to be a network guru to be able to do that. But you have to do the simulation on a CAD software where you do signal. Sorry, I failed to add signal, power, uh, weight, and size, where you do the calculation and simulation on a CAD software to know the best way to distribute before rigging your trusses. Now,
Mm,
once that's done, the everything is already saved and articulated on the software, and then you can import whatever you saved on Vectorworks to your Grand MA, your Grand MA lighting controller. I am not
uh,
sure about the Tiger Touch. I don't, I am not
Avolites.
good with it. Yes, Avolites. I don't use it. I prefer
No,
to go the route of Grand MA. So,
no, they're
yeah.
good. They're good. House on Rock uses Avolites. Though they have their issues, but they're good. Avolites and Grand MA are different companies that make the boards that we use for controlling lights, in case we're wondering. But I wanted to say something about lighting. So um, designing the light on the software. You said there are you can design all of that on software. You can
Yes.
design for the
Yes.
weight, the signal, the power, and even the
Yes.
size. So that
Yes.
means those softwares they have the different lighting fixtures
Yes. Every
that you
single
want.
lighting fixture, recognized lighting fixtures. The
Exactly. So
China models are not there.
oh good. So all those
Okay.
Chinese model you cannot. So that means you can easily, if you want to, let's say, use a Mac Viper for lighting the stage,
Yes.
you can scroll down and find a Mac Viper.
Yes.
If you want a Ruby
And
DL4S,
the interesting thing is that the metadata of the Mac Vipers, they are on the Vectorworks. So you can see every single bit of like characteristic data of the fixture. You can see it on the software.
wow, wow, wow. Okay, so guys, that's the international standard. So let me see what is close to what we just described that people can get. That helps you understand what is saying. What's closest to it? You know how you're filling a form, then you have a drop down. They say state of origin. You now have drop down. It usually starts with Abia and it always ends with I think Zamfara, right? So it's the same thing on those softwares. They have list of all the recognized lights. If they bring out new lights tomorrow morning, that software needs to be updated. Once it's updated,
Yeah.
all of the fixtures, the lighting, the names, the metadata, all of them, they are updated on that software. So once you're doing your design, you can see perfectly well what is where. And you know, trusses have learned. Like he said, there's something about size. There are some fixtures you've never seen them before. You can't even tell what size they are. So you don't even know what size to apportion them on the truss because you know lights need space. You can't just put them side by side like face my face you buildings. No, they need room. They need room around them to move, and you don't know how much room around you need. You see, so that's why that those softwares they just do magic. I remember the first time I saw it, I was like, wow. Yeah, so they do the calculations, your weight. Weight will help you determine the kind of chain hoist you're going to be using, the kind of
Exactly.
truss sizes, because chain hoists have sizes. You have 250, I think, you have 500, you have 1000,
Yes.
you have
Yes.
higher sizes. So your chain hoist is, if you go for events, you see that they're dragging one cable, metal chain that they're using to pull the trusses up. So those things, they help, the software helps you do all your calculations so that you don't run into structural issues in terms of collapse and all of that. Then even your power, if you don't do your calculation for power very well, you have issues with cable burning. And you know, when your truss has gone up, concert has started. Ah, that's the worst time to say you want to go and fix something up there. And you know, if you're like house on the rock, ground floor to ceiling is around 20 meters. Before you get there, service has ended. So very, very, very interesting. Good. So, but for I think for intermediate, 200, 500 kind of size churches, you don't need all of those software issues because most churches does they just do some churches even do goalposts. You know what you know goalposts. You know
Yes.
you just
Yeah.
yeah you just stack you stand one on the left, stand one on the right,
The
then
right.
put
Yeah.
one on the top. You form the goalposts. You can put the lights on the upright trusses, put lights on the horizontal truss. That way you have lit both stage and even audience sometimes.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
I think those don't require too much calculations. You just need to do your power properly. And they don't usually use boards for controlling the MX signals and all. It's just plug and play. On, off. There was a time I went to one of the churches in Lekki. So let me pull this in quickly. I think they have a board, then they have trusses, but they don't have those big trusses. They have just small trusses and all. And they stacked some on the stage, stacked some in the audience, as in to cover the congregation. One of the challenges they had was handling. Handling being somebody needs to understand what lights to put on at what point in time, the intensity, the speed, because those moving heads, they have speed. You can slow them down, you can move
Yeah.
them fast, and all of those. So you need some training to understand how to operate your lights. It's very important. Once you introduce a board, once it's not switch on and switch off, you need some training. Somebody needs to come and train you guys on how to manage that lighting setup. Okay. Okay, Japan Eminence. Which one is that? For the light, Abby? Yes, now. I think Okay Japan sells. Okay Japan will not sell a Robi. Robies and all of those. You have to order them from the company directly or some third party. Yes, Robies and Chauves and Mark Vipers and all those marks.
American DJ.
Yes, those ones are all what's it called.
Yeah.
Yes, you get there. You get there. Just let's be be on the lookout. Let's be on the lookout for those things. Okay, so we've not talked about LEDs. Let's
Okay.
quickly.
So yeah,
Well,
LED is quite straightforward. Now,
yes,
for LED, um, I would speak for the Absen, right? Because the right patch sheet to get uh, a China LED working correctly is quite tricky. You need someone who really knows what color calibration is all about. Now,
yeah,
let's say you get an Absen, because Absen is quite standard globally. Sorry,
yes.
very much standard globally.
Hmm.
Yes. So you get an Absen, you get the right power, you get the right you know signal, uh right power, right signal cables. You get a Brompton or a Nova Star processor. Now, it's you know 90% of the issues you have with your LED screen is starting from the processors. And I see some processors and I'm like, no, you can never have something quality with this processor. No matter how much diodes they put in the LED boards, all of that. No, 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 no.
The absent is like high end, right? Like
Yes,
the
Absen is
top.
high end, but if you don't use Brompton processor on an Absen, you would never get a good result.
If you use what?
If you don't use Brompton, a Brompton
Brompton.
processor,
Can you spell that, please?
BROMT, sorry, BROMPTON.
Brompton processor. Good.
Yes.
Okay, guys,
So
you
they
have
are
something.
called Brompton technology.
Good. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So
So,
yeah,
but I wanted to understand the infrastructure first. So you have LED panels.
yes,
Those are the ones you see on the stage or on the walls, right?
yes,
So signal from the LED panels are usually cat cables. That's
yes,
a network cable.
yes, yes, category cables, yeah.
Yes, that have RJ45 connectors.
Yes.
Okay,
Or category connectors.
or category connectors. Good. So your normal internet cable. That's what it is. Those are your network cables. I think they are Cat 5, Cat 6, even Cat 6E. Yes. Okay. So from there it goes to the processor
Yes.
because your processor has to be close by. Though sometimes it can be so far away. Like for I think House on the Rock, it's
It's
so
very
far.
close.
Is it?
Okay, the one
It's very,
The one for iMac is close by,
yes,
while the one for the stage background is up for easier access to calibration.
yes. Okay, yes. You're very correct. The ones up on the wall, they are right behind them. Yes. Then the one on the stage is in the control room. Okay, good. The Cat 6 cables, how long can they travel?
So to be safe, less than 200 meters.
Okay. No wonder that it works like that. So because the distance is now up to 200. Yeah. Okay, good. All right. So processor from LED panels to processor, then I think where else do you have to take signal to from the processor? No,
So
you take
wait,
signal to your, what's it called? Either your Resolume
yes,
or
either your
Resolume.
Resolume or your Pro Presenter, whatever you're using to output signal or vmix, whatever system you're using, it's basically going to be connected to a computer.
Yes. So the software is available for LED screen manipulation. You have Resolume, you have Pro Presenter. There is one other one that's not at Resolume's level. What's that one?
Okay, Green Hippo.
Yeah. Green Hippo is
Oh, Green
higher
Hippo
than,
is a hardware. It's a hardware system itself.
yes.
Yes.
It has, what's the name of their software?
There is Green Hippo. There is another one called D3.
D3. Okay, so
Yes.
those are different softwares that are
No,
used.
those are hardwares for
No,
screen mapping and
you know,
outlet outputs.
Green Hippo is a hardware.
Sorry?
Green Hippo is a hardware, right?
Yes,
It's
I am
hardware,
saying yes. It's a hardware
but it
for
has
it
a
exactly.
software.
Oh yes, it has a software in it. Yes.
Good. Okay, the software's name is what? Is it Green Hippo?
Um.
I don't know. But basically, guys, you can Green Hippo is green. Um, okay, yeah. You say you're just hearing this name for the first time. Which one? Is it Green Hippo? Let me spell Green Hippo in the comments. Green Hippo. That's how Green Hippo has different levels. I think there's casts. There's there's about three of them. Yeah. Okay. So you have Resolute. What's the function? Good. Is a media server.
Yes, it's a media server.
Yes.
There
Media
are
server.
other ones aside from Resolume. There is Notch. There is Touch Designer, where
Yeah.
you can map different things to different positions on
Yeah.
the
You can
Notch and
map.
Touch Designer are quite more advanced than Resolume.
Yes. So you can map. It's like let me see how I can explain. It's like your PowerPoint. Just imagine PowerPoints that went to Harvard, uh, or they are using in mass. It's like that. You use your PowerPoint to do your designs. You can tell where the shapes should be. But now you're looking at an advanced level where you can map. Mapping is you can tell where video should be, what size it should be on the screen. Even sometimes it's not on the screen, it's on a wall. So you can map a wall. You use all the dimensions of the wall to design what you want to create. It's awesome. Good. Okay, fantastic. So you understand. Great. All right. So let's now quickly look at. So we talked about the software now for LEDs, Resolute, hardware, Green
D3.
D3. Then we talked about Pro Presenter. Pro Presenter is a whole kettle of fish on its own. So we want to look at graphics now. For graphics display, let's look at graphics display on screens. You're looking at your lower thirds, your playback videos, and
Yes.
then your name tags, your Bible. So what softwares are we looking at?
So Renewed Vision, that's the guys that make ProPresenter. They make a whole suite of softwares for video playback, graphics, lyrics. There is the one they use for like NFL, for graphics on NFL.
Wow.
Ross Video kind of kicked it out with their Ross expression, graphites, either
Okay.
graphite or expression. Ross, kicked them out of the. But they used to use it for like not really NFL, the junior league to NFL. Like they have Major League Soccer, they have minor league soccer, they have Major League Baseball, they have minor league baseball. So the minor league to NFL, they use the it's a Renewed Vision software. The name has left me for now. Like it's for graphics, majorly for graphics, like character generator, like happy birthday this where you do lower thirds, scrolling bars on the time of day, temperature, just like how you see it in a like live news environment. So that's itself, that's live environment characteristics. That's what the graphics software does. There are hardwares that do it. Ross Video does it. Graphite, Expression. But Renewed Vision, they have softwares that do graphics, lyrics, Bible presentation, video servers. No media servers though, video servers. So where you can simultaneously check 6 playback sources from anywhere in the world. Like if your producer in America needs to check what video is queued, what video is ready to go live, anyone can, log into the server and check. So that's why it's called same goes for Resolume too. So anyone in the world can check what's going on in your Resolume. So far you can provide the RST access code. So I think you should check out Renewed Vision because they have a suite of softwares that manage live environments, budget level, budget friendly, rather, live environments. Like for churches, they have ProPresenter, they have video, PVP, Pro Video Player, and they have Pro Video Server. I think that's what we used at Experience to time code Naomi Rain's set. Yeah, Pro Video Server, yes.
Pro Video Server.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I remember.
We used it alongside the Green Hippo. So the Pro Video Server was connected to the Green Hippo.
Yeah. Right.
But the most important thing in LED is you need someone to properly calibrate it well if you're going to bring in cameras to the live environment. You need someone to articulate how much needs to be spat out of the LED to check to adjust the levels in the firmware of the processor. Like if you're using the Brompton or a Nova Star processor, like to check, someone needs to come and calibrate it well so they can be balanced, because it's lights on lights. That's basically what's going on. So the camera is checking for lights. The LED fixtures spitting out light, the LED screen spitting out lights. So there has to be balance across board. And I know Pastor Kola is always big on checking the LED screens and adjusting and making sure there is balance in it. So you need someone who knows how to calibrate those things well. That is very important in LED infrastructure. Like if you're using LED screens, you need balance across board because
your LED can
there will never be proper color.
Yeah, it can derail your camera. What's
Yes, exactly.
what your
So you
camera?
can bring an Arri Alexa there and it will still fail if you don't have proper color balancing or calibration of the LED screens.
But I think for basic level calibration for small churches, I'll just say
Even
work
for
on.
small churches, they still need to want a like a during installation that needs to be done. But I
Yeah,
realized that most people that install LEDs don't have those tools where they actually calibrate. Once it's working, it's working. So
especially for events.
yes, especially for
So
events. Yes,
people just throw something at the back there, expect the camera to catch something nice, which most of the time works. Which is why I said just do the basic of number one, like you said, the LED is spitting out light. Now, if light is coming from the back of a subject towards the camera, what you're going to create unintentionally is silhouette.
exactly.
Just imagine somebody standing by the window, the sun is out there. You can't see the person's face. So it's the same thing with the camera on looking at a subject on the stage and the light of the LED is so bright. So your best bet is cut down LED brightness to about 50 or below, 50% or below. Then you have to be careful of the refresh rate. That's another problem people normally have with LEDs. Your refresh rate. There was someone that posted a challenge they have in their church on the group where the lights was flickering online, and in the church is good. Did anybody remember that
Yes,
challenge?
yes, yes.
Yeah. So the light online is flickering, but in the church the light is not flickering. So you're wondering what's the problem? The problem is the um, frame rate and the refresh rate of the light. Lights have refresh rates. You might not see it, but they are refreshing. So it's the same thing with your LED screens. They have refresh rates. So that's how you see some churches. You'll be watching them online. You just see their screens. It keeps giving some lines
Yes,
because they've
yes.
not really matched.
Calibrated it to
Yeah,
suit the
calibrated.
camera.
Yes, to suit the camera that they're using. And those things usually happen when either you change your LED screen or you just change your cameras. That's when you have those kind of challenges. But okay, so that has been an awesome time. Is there anything else you want to add, please, so that we can wrap up tonight?
No, that's basic. Any other thing would be like additional technical jargon. So
Okay, fantastic. Let's put our hands together for our able facilitator tonight. We apologize we don't have YouTube tonight. We'll have it for next week. Um, like I said, we're juggling a lot. It's quite hard to put this together. I don't want to bore us with the details of what it takes to put this together. But it's quite hard. But Adura is probably doing 3 or 4 things. He's in another meeting while he's in this meeting. So to get this set up is a Herculean task. But we have made up our minds that since God said we should do it, we're going to do it. So that's why we have to do it, right? So thank you so much for the Ikenna for believing in this vision from day one and for supporting it in all manner of ways. So let me quickly look at a question we can pick quickly before we go. I told people to drop questions. Can you share how you got into this line? We've done that. Please, some of us are new into media. These things are sounding strange. I'm not really fluent. So sorry. Ah, my brother, so sorry. Brother Emmanuel, are you still here? But I try to break it down though, but don't worry, with time you'll get it in. Just stay around in the community. Okay, what else? Which other question? Please some of us are not good to record it. What's the function of audio capsules? Um, Do you want to take that? What's the function of audio capsules? Did you hear that?
Yes. So in terms of what, there are different kinds of audio capsules.
You're muted. Oh. Good. Can
No,
you hear
I'm
me?
not. Yes,
Okay,
I'm
so
not
what's the
muted.
function?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the
Yes.
function
So
of
I'm
audio?
saying there are different kinds of audio capsules. So
Mhm.
what kind of audio capsule are you talking about?
Mm, I think it was in line with what you were saying. It was around the time you mentioned the DI boxes and all.
Okay, so that's not an audio capsule though. I need to know exactly if the person can explain
Yes.
better.
Okay. Brother Prosper, just drop it in the community. We'll pick it up from there. Okay, which is best to be used? Analog mixer or digital mixer?
I will go with digital any day, anytime. Except you're like in a studio environment where you need to do, some,
Okay.
yeah.
What of HDMI cable? Yeah, we missed that. Okay, yes, yes, I get you. So we didn't say anything about HDMI cables. Some churches still use HDMI for their infrastructure. That's HDMI or SDI or triax. So, signal transmission. You get the drift.
Yes, so a HDMI cable, so you can either replace the SDI with HDMI if you want, is interchangeable.
Yes, but what are the advantages or disadvantages of HDMI over SDI?
Well, the HDMI is more disadvantaged than the SDI because it carries more of power sometimes to places you don't need it to be.
Okay.
Yes, so that's why I did not use HDMI as an example anywhere because there are
Mm,
a lot of disadvantages to it.
but
And
HDMI still serves some churches because when you don't have too much of a distance to
yes,
cover.
yes. So when you don't have like powerful, what's it called, switches, like those large HD8s, those large video switches that move a lot of signal. When you're using like a what's it called, the 8M mini, yes, that's okay to use a HDMI cable. But when you are using really powerful switches, it's not advisable to do that. They don't even have HDMI ports anywhere.
Yes.
Uh,
So they're phasing out HDMI ports on cameras, and that's because the SDI is way, way better. Can travel more, locks in your signal better, and doesn't have the power issues that HDMI have, and the fragility of HDMI cables. There was a
Once
time
it
I was
breaks, it
buying,
breaks.
yeah, there was a time I was buying HDMI cables like every week until I got what's the name of it? I was talking about Kramer HDMI cables. In case you guys have an infrastructure for HDMI and you've been having issues, you can check them out. They are an Israeli company. They make distributors, video signal distributors, audio signal
Yes,
distributors.
very pricey ones. So get ready.
Yes, yes, but you would not have to. You have something very reliable, and you don't have to buy so often. And the and the signal balance is very good, so you don't run into those issues. Then they are also very good for distribution of video around the building. Do you understand? Sometimes you can distribute video around the building using either your um, network cables or even your SDI or your HDMI. So Kramer does very excellent. 20 meters, 50-meter cables, HDMI. Yeah, that's the problem with HDMI. Once that head is broken, it's gone. That no matter how much you bought it, it can't be fixed. Okay. What other questions are there that we've missed? Oh, my questions my chats have refreshed. So okay, let's call it a night. We would continue with the conversation in the community. We encourage every one of us to participate in the community. What churches? What of churches that don't use co-presenter? Ah, good, good, good. Now let's talk about the easy worships and
There is
the
free show. There is easy worship.
easy worship, easy worship, free show. Which other? There's one more. I remember. Or somebody can drop it in the group. Yes. So, hmm. Bible show, good. Bible show, good. Okay. Somebody says there's LP projector. Those are also very good ones. Yes. Thank you. Okay. I think basically we've covered all that we intended to cover. You've seen the global standards. You've seen how events also handle their own and how mid intermediate churches. We didn't want to go to the bottom of the bottom. That's people that have Lumix camera or something. Some people even use their phone. I was telling Brother Kena on the call. And some people use just their phone. They will just go live with their phone. Because I told him, everyone is happy even if one soul is saved. You don't wait till you have all the money to do what you want to do. And most of us here are even the financiers of our media departments in our churches. So we would necessarily start with a big budget kind of thing. We will start small, then keep growing. They, like I said, what we do at Church Media X is also present you with the vision. So you can see that, okay, this thing we're doing, we're not at the best level yet. There is a vision in front of you. And also to help you appreciate your, what's it called now? Your role in media. Because like somebody asked at the beginning, how did you get into media? That's you got into media at 14 and you're at this level now. It does integration. Brother Ikenna does integration for any church. He can do integration for it is. He knows exactly what equipment you have to buy. Not just that, he knows who you should buy from. Do you see? Then how did he get there? He's been able to hone his skill, become a professional at what he's doing by number one, he started with hands-on stuff. He went to observation. He started taking courses, watching videos, connecting to industry people. That's how you build yourself. So if you are also in the church media department now, you don't know what you're supposed to be doing with your life, or you don't have a direction yet. Why not consider broadcast engineering, even directing or producing? Do you see? Those are the different roles that you can go into. What? No, let's quickly, please. Let's quickly do an event at a hotel. Do a walkthrough of a crew, the media, sound, lighting crew. Can we quickly do that?
An event at a hotel.
Yes. So there's an event at the hotel. What's the crew like? So I know from the video end, you always have a producer, you have your director, yeah,
Yes. Yes.
you have your TD,
Yes. Like the person who's
like
pressing the buttons on the switcher.
good. Then you would have your somebody to handle your graphics. Maybe the person is
Yes.
pro presenter or all of that. Then there's
Yes.
somebody that does timer. He's paid to come and just do timer.
Yes. Yes. Timer only. Yes.
Timer only. There's someone that does no, their camera crew. So you see, so those are different people that get paid. Those are roles that are paid. There's a crane guy, which is different from camera crew because he is going to bring a crane and set it up and man the crane. Do you see? That's we're still talking video now. Then you have somebody that is doing drone. So those are different roles that you can begin to look at how to take up. You know, unemployment in Nigeria is very high. Those are roles that you can begin to look at how to plug yourself into. Then there's somebody that does steady cam. Steady cam is different from normal camera. and it's also different from crane, and it's also different from drone. Steadicam is that cam that will be going on stage, is worn around the body. The guy is also holding his hand forward like this. The camera is in his hand. That's a Steadicam. It's different from a gimbal operator. Gimbal is your regular small camera on a stick. But a Steadicam is a proper broadcast camera. Those ones that weigh 10 kg. That's you now carry it on a full body armor. Yeah. So now look at all of those people. Those are different roles that they play and they get paid. Now you now have for sound. Sound is not usually too many people. I think there's usually a stage um, person and there's a crowd, right?
Yes. Our stage, but they have stage hands that the stage hands are the ones that help out with connections, a different patching for different artists. Oh, this artist wants to use 3 Node keyboards and one motif and
Yeah.
one yeah.
All the
So
backgrounds.
yes, the stage hands, they are more of stage hands. So that's where you learn better signal flow now.
Good, good. So that's sound. Then you have for lighting, all of those lighting fixtures, they need to be fixed by some people. There are some guys
Yes,
that that's what they do.
yes,
And somebody that's going to man the board and
yes,
run the show. Then
yes,
you now have people for LED screens. Those ones they are a battalion, especially for a culture where it's so high from floor to ceiling. So you want to cover that entire space, floor to ceiling. There's a lot of people in that space. Now you have those that will do the rigging, and you have somebody that's going to do the mapping and even the show.
yes,
Yes. What's left? What's left? What's left? Comms. Comms.
yeah,
Somebody supplies comms.
yes,
Somebody is paid to supply the comms. That person distributes comms to every department. Lights will have theirs. The event people that own the events, they're going to have comms. You see, so different aspects. Then there's the part of internet connection. Can you imagine it? Internet connection. You rent live view solo. Yeah, live view solo. You rent it for 1,000. I mean 150K
yes, 150K, yes.
for bonding of what's it called now?
It doesn't come with the internet itself. That's just the to rent the device itself without the SIM cards or anything in it.
Then you will now have to pay for the subscription or for data.
Yes,
See? So there are different roles in that industry that we all can begin to look at for our own um professional development. We get which other part did we leave? Which other part? Which other part? Okay. Stage management. Those are not really media people. Anybody from outside usually will do that. But you should have a stage manager. Okay, good. But screens, monitors. There's a screen on stage. That's your confidence monitor.
yes, confidence monitor that has both
Confidence,
timing and lyrics on it.
yes. The confidence monitor. Somebody supplies that. If you have green room and holding rooms, holding green room is for holding your artists on their way to stage or on their way back. Holding rooms are usually for maybe guests and all of that. They have screens. Like for the experience, you have like maybe 20 rooms, about 20 rooms. Somebody is going to supply all the screens and connect them. Make sure they work all through the night. See, guys, the industry is big and you all should be a part of it. So I think that's where we're going to call it a night. Thank you so much, our number one facilitator on the first lap of the marathon.